Cringey, caught fapping stories. According to Reddit, number 14. I was fapping in an elevator, and the thing had a camera. My life hasn't been the same since then. Good, you fucking degenerate. An elevator? You couldn't wait. I wonder what kind of person. I mean, some of us have, burning addictions or cravings. I can't imagine what it must be like to need release the way that some people fiend for whatever fix that they get from a drug. Not Pug, Linda, Castle, Zombie Takeover, Teddy, Chungus, and True Silver Wolf, it's wonderful to see you. Here's hoping you had a great day. Not Pug says, why an elevator? You have to imagine it's because of the thrill, the potential of being caught, and he got caught, you know what I mean? So here's hoping it was worth it, because it may have gotten him put on a list. And if he's saying things like, my life has not been the same since, you have to imagine. Didn't think this one would be so small. That's what she said when she saw the camera. Number 15. I was like 27 years old and driving with my buddy's Datsun. No, I was driving my buddy's Datsun pickup back to Colorado from Illinois. I stopped for gas and bought some weird condom with like spikes on it. It's ribbed for her pleasure. This was in the 80s, when bowling alleys and gas station bathrooms and bars all had rubber dispensing machines. So, driving across Nebraska, I got pretty bored and started wondering about it. I opened the package, took a look at it. One thing led to another, He couldn't resist the charm, the charisma of this spiked inanimate object that we use to really just wrap something up so we don't, what do you even say? Couldn't resist its charm. One thing led to another. So when I'm done, I throw the thing out of the window in disgust and shame and continue with my drive. I stop again for gas about 500 miles later, and to my horror, I notice the bright yellow spiked condom with a load of jizz oozing out of it has welded itself to the side of the truck and been flapping in the wind the whole time. Jizz in the wind. All we are is jizz in the wind. Oh. There it is for you. It's like organic epoxy or something. I don't know what to say to this. I'm just going to go ahead and continue, If this hasn't made it apparent what kind of barrel bottom we're scraping out here, because Reddit is clearly trying to avoid talking about certain things that are going on in the world right now, and because of that, wait a goddamn minute, is there like a legit white line? And not the good kind of white line that you might get up your nose, you know what I'm talking about? White lines. Let me see if I can modify that. I apologize. Have white lines on a damn thing. Just gonna adjust that. Gonna adjust this side. And maybe I fixed it. There you go. That's a funny gif, right? No? You like it? Yeah? Then like the video. You see what I'm saying? Unbelievable. Unbelievable. As we continue this entry. Number 13. When I was in my teenage years, I masturbated constantly at the drop of a hat. I imagine it literally, like somebody walks in with a hat and he's just like, hey, look at me, watch. He throws it on the ground and he's just like, This wasn't limited to at home. If I was in an empty public bathroom, I would often rub one out there. Okay. At the age of 19, I had stopped at a gas station after a rough night at work. In the restroom, I decided to rub off some stress. So I rolled up a newspaper, squirted some hand soap generously into the tube, and went to town with my rudimentary fleshlight. Halfway through, my wee-wee is burning. I look down to see blood staining the newspaper. Now we're talking. Turns out the liquid hand soap was by a brand called Lava. It had tiny particles of pumice stone in it. Or pumice stone? I have not seen that word before. I had effectively rubbed little cuts and grooves into the skin of my wee-wee and basically turned it into hamburger. Bro, you know I gotta look up the damn. Give me 1 second. Give me 1 second to step it up to flavor country. I didn't know that I would be needing this this button, but here we are. Damn. It's not turned up. There's always some kind of issue. Let me make sure. There we go. Check this out.
Hamburger.
It took a couple of painful weeks to heal. I didn't know that it'd be like that, but sometimes it do. Cedric said, "Oh geez, this topic." Well, only the best for this stream. Love you guys, and you deserve no less. Kevin says, "Does Kyle have a story to share?" I mean, can you imagine? Can you imagine me just being like, "Oh man, this thing's not going away and I gotta take care of business." And that's the voice that I give myself when like I'm younger, because I can't imagine that I'm just like, I imagine if I was aroused to the point where I needed immediate release, that certainly I would excuse myself somewhere that I genuinely assumed was private enough to not be at risk, you know? We're not gonna fuck around somewhere where we could get fucked by indecent exposure. Come on. Oh, you rubbed cuts into it? I don't even know what to say. A newspaper? What is going on? Number 12. I was at a sleepover with a friend and he pulled out some nudie magazines that he had. He was in a chair playing a video game and I was behind him, so, I'm on his bed, jerking it. I'd never seen something so explicit. I was like 12 or 13 years old. What are you, like a billion years old now? You're like 60, 70 years old now? This must have been before the internet. Way before the internet, bro. I was convinced that he didn't know because I was trying to be stealthy, but he probably knew and was embarrassed or something and was just doing me a solid and decided to keep looking the other way. Can you imagine if he was like really loud too, like... You know what I mean? Some people are like that. I wouldn't know, but I have to imagine. Dominique Neely says, "I love your voice." Wow, that's kind of sweet of you to say, to take the time to type it out and then to send it. A lot of people type some messages and then they think twice. They don't send it. But you followed through. That takes effort. That takes love. It's no different from reaching in your wallet and pulling out your driver's license and thinking to yourself, "Damn, I look good." And if you think you took a good looking driver's license picture, you're way too photogenic, bro. And you should probably be, I don't know, on your Instagram right now, looking for comments that people have left. You facetious bastard. Zombie Takeover says, "Some people be rubbing off like their smoke breaks. Just anywhere." Man, this comment was desperate for some punctuation, but we walked away understanding what you meant, and that's what matters. Can you imagine somebody taking a break at work and like, that's just what they go to do? Oh no. If they had a partner, by all means, whatever, but jeez. Ooh. You know what? Let me say it like this, and this may be gross and weird because it's no different, but in my opinion, if you're just going off to do it for yourself, I think you have to admit that you have a problem. But if you were recording kind of like an exhibition video for your OnlyFans or for your significant other or something like that, that's pretty hot, you know? Just like, oh boy, I guess it's my break. What am I gonna do? Oh, I'm gonna go tease that stupid bitch. Watch them. I'm gonna lift my shirt up. Oh, nope, not gonna show him the nipple. I know that's what he wants, son of a bitch. Not gonna give him the gun. I'm not gonna give him the gun. Oh, I should do this dance up on the cake. Hold on.
Oh shit, babe. Let me see more.
As we continue up this list, we arrive at number 11. I told this story before, but I once decided to fap before supper because I was a horny little teenager full of hormones. So I closed my door, put on my headset, and after I was done, I noticed that I had a plate of hot food next to me on the desk.
Oh no!
Oh, the cringe really reached through those words for me. Oh no! Oh no! Oh no! Wow, really broke me. It really broke me. It really broke me. Oh God, I'm embarrassed for you, sir. What do you do? Who does these things without closing the door? You know? It's not enough to not just close the door, or it's not enough to just close the door. It's not enough to just lock the door. You should also establish something in the way of like a privacy angle, you know what I mean? So that if they were to come in, you could play it off as you just not doing anything. You know what I mean? Oh my God. Just like, oh, I just got my phone in my hand. I'm just looking through my phone, you know? You can't tell from the angle that you walked in what the hell I'm doing. You know what I'm talking about? Oh my God. Oh my God. I noticed there was a plate of hot food on the desk next to me when I was done. Apparently, I had missed supper being ready and my dad had just walked in behind me and put the food on my desk while I was going to town. No. He never mentioned it and we still haven't discussed it to this day, but in hindsight, I just really wasn't as subtle as I thought. I'm sure your penis didn't think so. You know, really giving it the business. Linda, the stripper, says, what is wrong with that father? He walked in on his kid doing that and then just left food? WTF, you turn around and leave. A little bit of fap etiquette from Linda today. So if you didn't think that you were going to get some of that, you were wrong. You got it today. You know, that's how she would handle it. As a parent. Moving on. How might you handle it? Number 10. When I was a teenager, I did the deed in my bed. And when I was finished, it was so powerful that some of it hit me in the face. Oh God. I cleaned everything up. You gave yourself a facial. I cleaned everything up. I'm sorry. I cleaned everything up, wiped my face off, and moved on with my day. Later that day, I had a haircut. I was sitting in the chair while my stylist cut my hair, and she says, oh, it looks like you have some shampoo left in your hair from the shower earlier. Oh yeah, bro, your whole life is a Ben Stiller movie, you know what I mean? Get the fuck out of here. I look in the mirror and she's pulling a chunk of my comb out of my hair. I turn beet red. And while I don't think she ever figured it out it wasn't shampoo, I just sat there mortified for the rest of the haircut. This exact same thing happened to me, Dia. One time I went to go get a haircut and for some reason a woman was cutting my hair and she was all like, oh, it looks like you left a little bit of shampoo in here. And then I turned beet red even though I'm a black man. Yep. And like she had like really big like triple D things, Dia. They were just like out. You could tell that she was using them so that people would want to get their hair cut by her specifically, even though I'm a black man and I'm going in and I'm getting my hair cut by a woman. So she is, you know, she takes this thing and because I'm turning so red, even though I'm a black man, she could tell that it probably wasn't comb and you can see her like working it out and she's just like, oh, and she kind of like takes it and just like kind of smears it on her cheek, you know what I mean? And then she kind of like runs her finger down to the corner of her mouth and just like licks it a little bit. And then she pinches her chest. And everyone clapped. And then I ended, war overseas. It was nuts. All the Israelis and the Palestinians were like, whoa, can't believe that. you know. And I wrote a book about it. I call it The Fap That Saved the World. I don't apologize for any of what I just said. As we continue up to number 9, me and my girlfriend at the time parked in a parking garage. Wow. Full stop. End the story there, you know what I mean?
Bazinga!
So we park in a parking garage to spend some time in the back seat. Doing what? Playing Yu-Gi-Oh? We went twice. You played Yu-Gi-Oh twice and just sat there. I'm sorry. And just as we were about to go for round 3, there was a knock on the window. Do 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 do. We don't know how long the dude was standing there. We still laugh about it. We still laugh about this 10 years later. You would probably need to be musically inclined to recognize those pitches to be the Trapped in the Closet by R. Kelly shit. When's the last time you thought about R. Kelly? Trapped in the Closet. My God. Cedric, everyone did clap, you know? And they came over and they said, you know, I could tell by the consistency of what she just rubbed on her face that you've probably got a really thick one. Would it be okay if I, And I was like, by all means. And, you know, that was not just the day that I ended war. I also cured disease because, you know what it is. They found some stuff in there like genetic material to clone and bring back some dead species as well. It was nuts. It was crazy. And it came forth from my nuts, so you could say it was nuts squared. Mighty Quinn says, must have posted after watching something about Mary. Oh, you're making my Ben Stiller joke? You know? You could call yourself the Stiller of jokes. Do you see what I did there, Dia? Yep. Really funny, right? Yeah, I'm glad that I'm so appreciated here. I'm glad that this big dick is getting me everything that I want in my life. Even though I gotta live this. What the? Hello, my baby. Hello, my honey.
Don't start choking on that dick.
It's so big. I'm choking on it. I can't believe it. Man, I thought I was stupid. You're crazy. You're pretty dry, Dia. Who can be more dry? Who can hate their own joke more? Hey, Dia. Knock knock.
Who's there?
Butterfree.
Butterfree who?
The evolved form of Metapod.
You're right. I do hate your joke more.
Thank you. Thank you. No way you were gonna not hate that more than me. Try and get smoother than me. Cedric says dead species Maine. That's crazy. You spelled Maine like from yesterday with that shitty fucking horse joke. Don't do that.
This is part
I'll do that. I'll carry over jokes from another stream that were barely, worth repeating. Jesus, do you remember the horse setup? Somebody said something and then I neighed like a horse because I was kind of like or something like that, and then I was like and somebody was asking me who my main was in. No, not who my main was in the game. Who my main would be if it would be Scarlet Witch or Doctor Strange, and I made a Well, Bradley says, my girlfriend is rewatching BoJack. We should all rewatch BoJack. It's so good. Some of you are uncultured and you haven't seen BoJack. What's that all about? Okay. Seraphin says that Kyle would receive the Nobel Peace Prize. More like the Ig Nobel Please have a seat so we can continue this list, before my mouth gets the better of me. Kevin says, Kyle, how many rounds you go for? Man, you writing a book, motherfucker? What does that mean, how many rounds?
The life and times of Kyle.
I know some people treat sex like the Olympics, but really it's just about, keeping it comfortable for both partners. So if what they want is to continue, that's a possibility. But if it should stop. I have never seen that little sticker. Cedric really pulling out the stickers in this chat, and the way that one was kind of slapping its mouth and then there was drops of stuff coming out, it was really much more sexual than I thought that it was, that it's supposed to be taken. But also we can kind of make it racial, because if you look at it, you can kind of do like a Native American thing. Oh, though I was trying to beat the notification of it saying something, but it didn't say anything. So thank you again, Cedric Cullen, for this donation this day. You know, make a wish and tell me what the wish is, and I'll see about making it come true. Just understand that you're dabbling with witchcraft. Cedric says, I'll give you guys a tip for dealing with my awful humor. Just the tip. Number 8. So I was at a hotel with my girlfriend that I had been with for a couple of weeks. We ate a ton of pizza and then had sex a while after. Why not simultaneously? You guys need to experiment. Halfway through the sex, I started to feel sick, so I leave to go to the bathroom. Instead of being sick, I just fart really loudly for like a minute straight. And I could hear her climaxing from the other room. I'm sorry, I'm trying to enhance the story because that's the end of the story. I don't know what the hell y'all need to, hear. I wasn't sick, I just needed to fart. This is why I told y'all about the pizza earlier. Not me, the person, writing the story. If you're driving right now, or you're getting like, I don't know, you're just in the tub thinking about your life. Where did it all go? One day you're 16 years old, titties perky as hell. Look at you now, sir. You left home a young, beautiful, perky, bouncy girl and came home a man. What the hell happened to you? Now you're posting penguins in the chat. My man, Bradley. Oh, God. As we continue up this list, we arrive at number 7. This list is going to be over before you know it. Don't even worry about it. At the age of 12 or 13, I guess I can't remember, I had a local paper round. Nothing too taxing, except for Sundays, when the press barons of Fleet Street make a concerted effort to give every paper person in the country a hernia. Are they saying that they have like a heavy thing for them to distribute? The fuck am I supposed to assess and comprehend reading this? Somebody else in the chat help me with this. I'm just going to reread it. Forgive me for not delivering it adequately. I can't even comprehend it. So, I had a local paper round. Nothing that was too difficult, except for Sundays when the press barons of Fleet Street make a concerted effort to give every paper person a hernia. Meaning whatever they have, I guess it's heavy. Anyway, there was a flat on my round that regularly had Metal Hammer delivered, a metal magazine that often featured scantily clad ladies of a rock persuasion. What does that mean? Like they sexy ladies that are barely clothed, but they have like a choker on. They have like a leather jacket with spikes on the shoulders. That's how you know that they're of the rock persuasion. I've been hard, but have you been rock hard? Well, one day they were particularly scantily clad. Wow. And my teenage hormones couldn't take it. So I had to wank. Oh, suddenly it makes sense how he speaks. I'd like to say that I had the sense to at least hide in a bush. Nope, you just stood in the middle of the street. You really asserted dominance, man. What if a kid came by? Kid will come by and end your shit. Y'all really don't even know how awful kids are. And I think that as we roll into the future, children unfortunately are going to be made aware of their power via shit like TikTok and all kinds of nonsense that we can't stop. Maybe even Fortnite, you know what I mean? And they'll be running out into the street going, "You touched me!" And people will just be running. We'll be running from the kids. "Here come them kids!" And we'll just be running. Oh my God. "Don't let them get near you. If I touch you, you die." Cootie's gonna be real, and kids gonna be the carriers. Name the movie. Name my movie that I just made. Name my movie where the kids are getting everybody put away because they're touching you and contaminating you, and then you fucked up. UA says, "God, that guy ate a thesaurus at birth." It's just unnecessary, you know what I mean? We can all speak like that if we tasked ourselves, but why would we sit down and try to communicate in this way? If not to attempt to appear colorful and poetic. Going, "Oh, he's so interesting the way that he writes, please." Zane says, "I'm about to play a good Marvel game called Lego Marvel Superhero. Everybody tells me to play Lego Marvel, and I'm not sure it's going to be as memey an experience as everybody says." The Lone Bit says, "Imagine if the guy from the other entry had the Sunday newspaper, would have really helped with the blood." Oh my God. I'd like to say that I had the sense to at least hide in a bush. I'd like to say that, but no, I just stood there at 6:30 in the morning, knocking on one out in someone's front garden. I'm 45 years old now, and it still haunts me. I don't know, man. Some people must just think they're invincible or something. Or maybe thought leaves them the way that some people need to get drunk before they could ever just be incapable of thought like that. Number 6, this happened to me when I was 14 years old. My friend was showing me some porn, and we both got horny. So we went to lay on the floor on either side of the bed so that we could see each other and rub one out. Okay. Oh, we couldn't see each other. It's still gay, man. It's still gay. So, with y'all was back to back. Could you feel y'all on the same bed? So I don't know, man. Every time I think of this, I want to gouge my eyes out. The cringe. 2 bros chilling in the bedroom, 1 bed apart. Oh no, wait, they were on separate beds.
You were on the floor.
Oh, they were on different sides of the bed. But they knew what they were doing, bro. They were creating that liquid evidence. You know what I mean?
Bazinga!
Okay. I'm sorry. For that one, I'm pretty sorry. Just for that one. Oh, fuck. I was in an argument with my sister, and... Given what we're reading about this night, ladies and gentlemen, it's not the way that you want the story to start. It's not the way that you want the story to start. Cringey caught fapping stories. Number 5, I was in a fight with my sister. I was aged somewhere between middle school and my late teens, and she is 3 years older. She started mocking me in the middle of the argument, and one of the things that she said was imitate the deep sigh that I would make when I finished masturbating. Oh, ew. Y'all probably had paper thin walls, and she could know when you were finished by the noise you make. She didn't just imitate me, she said what it was. The noise you make when you're done masturbating. I had no idea anybody ever heard me, and my bedroom shared a wall with my parents' room. She did this in front of at least one parent. Oh, she's a woman. Well, it's kind of hot, but... sisters are doing it for themselves. Do you know that? I'm thinking of the Simpsons reference. Simpsons sisters are doing it for themselves. You know, I really like it when you're not listening to me. Google, good. It's a good thing. Simpsons sisters are doing it for themselves. Dictated, not read. What is this? What the fuck is this? What is this? I remember a line in the show, and it's brought us to this. I didn't even realize that in the background here, we have more than one incarnation of the Simpson family. We have like the OG family as they were originally animated. Okay, sorry, I'm enjoying this too much. As we continue forward, we arrive at number 4. You know, I was in the bathroom fapping when suddenly I walked in on myself. Then I woke up and jizzed in my shorts. Most pathetic wet dream ever. What kind of fapception, dear? What's weird is that he woke up and he still jizzed. I feel like if I was Say I'm cranking it, right? I want you all to imagine it, guys. Imagine you're all going to town and you're almost there, but then you walk into the room and you're like, what? And then you wake up.
So you were setting it up as people imagining you cranking one out while they walk in on you.
Man, they would love that. They would drop and then their mouth would be like, you know what I mean? They'd be ready. Not be like, hamana. Boom goes the dynamite. That's what I say, right? Right? Yep. That's what I say. Gajeel, I'm glad that you're the boss. Never forget, Gajeel. Guitar Noodle Love says that's a good album. Also, Simpsons Sings the Blues album is golden. You know, I've never listened to the Simpsons albums. And I watch that show, you know, like every single day. Kevin says, Kyle, new meaning to crank that soldier boy. You walk in on yourself, bro. What? UA says, sisters can be assholes like that, then expose you out of pure spite. Ladies and gentlemen, we're at the top 3 on this list. Place your bets now. When I was 13, my younger sister, who was 7 years old at the time, walked in on me and I threw my pants on as fast as I could. When she looked at me, she had a face of, what? And I just said, whoa, you scared the pants right off of me. I'll never forget this day. Honestly, I think it's one of my better moments. You covered it up? Well, I mean, literally you covered it up, but did you get away with it? It depends on what year it happened. Maybe it was an uneducated 7-year-old. Because you know 7-year-olds these days are a little bit too educated. Thanks, Internet. You've ruined everyone. Master says, I found the sound effect. Now my friends hate me. Which one? This one? Number 2. When I was a kid, I stumbled onto one of these scrambled spice channels and saw some anal. Ew. Okay, guys, that's how I feel about it. Just in case you guys are curious, if you're new to Kyle and you don't know, I think it's gross. And if I were going to consider that when that hole is not made for that, let me say the thing that I always say. I always say it like this. I feel that this applies to people who don't know a woman who is tight. Surely you'd only want the bum shoot if you're seeking the tightness that you can't get otherwise. Why are you messing with these loose women? Okay? Because if I was going to be sticking it up the poop hole, then I might as well find a man. Ugh. Jeez. God. So I didn't realize you could stick stuff up there. I had the bright idea of shoving one of those multicolored pens up my butt. When so far it got stuck, and I spent a good hour trying to push it out. Ended up getting a small hemorrhoid that I still have to this day. Wait a minute. You can develop a hemorrhoid that stays with you for life?
Of course.
Thank God I wasn't so stupid when I was younger that I was thinking, hey, you know I should stick something up my butt. What? Can't even remember the stupid shit I was doing as a kid, but it sure as hell wasn't putting things up my butt. Now, the doctor keeps telling me to eat more fiber, but I know the truth. This is just a whole thread of people posting their L's. So, as we reach number 1, behold, I have epilepsy. One night I was going at it in my bed, and lo and behold, I had a seizure. So naturally my parents hear something and have to come in to me seizing on the bed, dick out, porn on a computer. Oh, very embarrassing to have to find out from them. Oh, all I can say is it must have been one hell of an orgasm to make me seize. More than the usual jerky coming movements anyway. Jerky coming movements. Bro, please. Let's go! Alright, Phlegmatic says, damn, that's like a night terror. Oh, you guys get all, you guys get all Kyle during your night terrors. Thought I was the only one that was terrorizing you guys in the night. So, love you. I guess think of me when you're doing whatever you do. Oh God, who played that button? It wasn't me. I can't believe we made it to the end of this list this fast. I don't know what to tell you. I'm sorry. Trust me when I say that I'd be looking around. You should help me. You guys should get into the Discord and help me find better lists because boy, Why, thank you, Wild Man Beanie. Appreciate this Twitch follow. I didn't know you had it in you. Kevin says, man almost nutted himself to death. I think it's scary because, no, man. Bernie Sanders says it's time for the U.S. to defund Israel. We giving Israel money, huh?
We've always given.
Well, we give everybody money and then they use it for war. And then we go, Pikachu face. You did what? Phlegmatic says, Kyle, we just need to gather the Dragon Balls and wish for Crystal Dynamics to fix their game. Oh, yeah. Y'all really hoping for some magic to happen. And I'm so sorry. The saddest part of that game is that people think that it has multiple years in it. I got some bad news for y'all, boy. Got some bad news for y'all. Everything that happens with that game, somebody goes, this is make or break. It broke. It already broke. It broke. You can't make what you already broke. Damn. Yeah, you can make something new, but it's not gonna get what it was supposed to. If we were to go back in time and say, hey man, this is going to fail to anybody, they'd be like, there's no way it's a Marvel property, bro. You could describe exactly the way that the game is now 9 months later to anybody back in time, and they'd say there's no way there's only gonna be 2 villains for you to play in a Marvel game. Can't replay the campaign. Are you fucking crazy? No patrol in the games as a service, bad loot and a looter, no end game. That's impossible. It's impossible. No post game progression. It's gonna come 9 months later. You're joking. XP boosters. I could see that. We could all have seen that. We all see the XP boosters coming. But Moonchi says, Kyle, I just came. Let me get the button again. Let me get the button.
My man.
That's the wrong button. That's the wrong button. Let's just leave that one. I just came from watching one of your old videos from 4 years ago. I was a firecracker back then, man. So who knows what terrifying and unreal cringe things, you got double the cringe in a very small and condensed amount of time. More cringe than other people are getting. So congratulations. Kevin says, I just want a decent game to throw money at, Kyle. Don't we all, but I'm a game. Throw money at me, Assassin Gajil says, Kyle, have you played Outriders Endgame yet? Dia and I have not gotten back into Outriders. Dia is a feisty, incredible woman. She has a lot of things going on. She looks a little too good, in my opinion, to even waste her time with fucking video games, but she does it. And she's amused. And I've seen her dedicate a lot of time to things like Animal Crossing, and she really likes Genshin Impact, and that game does offer people a lot of things to do. So when she gets bored, and, the thing that I do right now is effectively borrow her from liking to play Fortnite, liking to play Genshin, liking to play Animal Crossing. I borrow her and say, hey, would you play Avengers with me? Whether it's to capture footage, whether it's to do some testing, she'll have some fun. She was amused last night, leveling up a character without having to do anything. She got the princess treatment. And that's the funny thing, is that Dia should be living an e-girl life with titties as big as hers, and a face is nice. You all.
Thank you for the years of entertainment, my man.
Whoa, Iron Chef. Thank you. I honestly do not know how to properly articulate a thank you to you other than to ask you, hey, would you like a GIF in the stream? And to say, would you like a game to be played? Or, some topic to be covered moving forward? Because, that's gonna help out more than you know, and I can't say properly how I appreciate you. again, if I had my way, we would all just, we would all be running some kind of weed shop so that we could, it would really all be a front so that we could always make sure that we have enough weed without having to worry about where it's coming from. But we could also give some other people some stuff and take some money and blah, blah, blah. It's pretty funny, huh? I like to think of like, when you're young and you like certain foods at like a fast food joint, you think, man, it'd be so crazy to work there and then have some of that food to take home all the time. But in all honesty, if you work there, you'd probably be sick of that shit inside a week. You know what I mean? Unless it was like a drink specific or maybe like ice cream. I remember I was working at a Cold Stone for a minute and I was still sick of the ice cream. But that's because I'm moody when it comes to ice cream already. Stop running your mouth. You see what a donation does to you? Turn you into a freaking...
So where are we going? Are we going to the ice rink?
Shut up, Kyle. So where are we going? Dia, do you want to go to the ice rink?
The ice rink?
Dia's over there applying lotion, having freshly showered. She takes care of her body. So if you guys hear what sounds like this in the background, it's really just Dia. What happened?
Wait, ask again. Where?
Nothing. Candor says, Kyle, speaking of your old videos, did you delete the adult child book narration videos?
What? You had?
Yo, I love you guys so much because y'all niggas say some shit sometimes that make me make a face like, what? Oh, you guys can ask people who know me that sometimes they can tell me, oh shit, you know what I just read? And it's so me. I read that Frankie Muniz, because of concussions potentially, cannot remember anything that happened on Malcolm in the Middle. And Bryan Cranston occasionally calls him to just share times that he enjoyed with him. And it was like, sweet. It's just like a dumb fact that they upvote to the top of Reddit. But nigga, that's how I feel. People would come to me and tell me stories about shit that we did. And I'd be like, there's no way I said that. I did that. And they were like, yeah, Kyle, I laughed until I cried and I wet myself. And I'm just like, bro, I really did something like that, you know?
There's a lot of crazy shit you'd send to me in messages.
Oh, I sent you crazy shit in messages? Tell me something you remember.
I'm not saying one of them.
Really?
A very memorable one that I'm pretty sure you could get in trouble for
Was it gross? Was it about you being young looking?
No. Mute.
Yeah, tight Dia was like really little, you know what I mean?
Yeah, but that's not what you said. No.
Oh my god, I'm gonna mute it just to hear what this girl's talking about, bro. Hold on.
Yeah.
That was a really ugly laugh, and I unmuted it for that. But I don't believe you. You're not a liar. I would never imply that you're a liar.
It was something. I could never forget.
Listen, maybe sometimes Kyle's just pushing the boundaries of things that a person can say, bro. I couldn't have meant that.
Of course not, but it still got a good laugh out of me.
You laughed because it must have been the most unbelievably disarming thing that you've ever heard out of a human being before. You're just like, you fucking saying that? You say it for real? You serious? You fucking serious? Why would you even say that? You're not scared that microphones are recording you right now, Kyle? Shit. And you know that I am. You know that I know that there are certain things that I have to keep my mouth shut about. But wow. Listen, Chef. This is your day. And I want you to know. Did he even comment? Did she even comment? Did they even comment? And I want to go ahead and hit that button to let you know that you're the new stream boss. You really knocked it out of the park. Thank you. Love you. Far too kind. We will go back to Outriders Gajeel. It's just right now, unfortunately, there are a bunch of games that I definitely want to dig into. I'm constantly in the middle of editing a new video for Marvel. I just love them implying that the game's bugs have been fixed. Cool. For real? Yeah, I'm about to just start playing a bunch of licensed songs in these videos.
Do you see who sent you the message or the money?
Who?
It's Matt M.
Matt M.
They said that it was them that sent the money.
Thank you, my man. I appreciate you. And, you know, for you to imply years, like you've been down for that long, and I I guess that's something I don't really think about, is the idea that some people, you know, they're not obligated to say something or anything to me ever, so they kind of just don't.
You could name off games that you would be willing to play.
Phlegmatic says that Dia ruined the immersion. She felt like she was a fly on the wall in the conversation that I was just reading aloud online, you know, and then having with you. And, you know, when I muted it, she was like, "Oh, I'm listening to a stream." And by she, I mean they. I don't know what people want to be. Somebody says something in the Discord today, Dia. And you ever just put your hands up and just walk away? Okay, here's what happened. Somebody in the Discord today, and I don't know if they were responding to something that I say, because I tell people all the time, hey man, get me voiceover work, even if it's just on some silly project for you and your friends in the way of a video game or something like that, or you want to make an app. I love just throwing my voice out there for people to effectively find it and then end up back here. That's why the channel began. A lot of the professional work that I did had people asking, so where are you otherwise on the internet? And I'm like, why? I wasn't anywhere. And they were like, just do it. So whatever, you know? Somebody comes into the Discord and they say, hey, join this Discord. We need voiceover artists or voice actors. So I just jump in there for fun. And I told you, remember I told you I was tapping it to delete the message? Yeah. And because it kind of seemed like, you know, oh, you're advertising your shit in the middle of the Discord. But it made me join by tapping it. So I get in there, man. And bro, you could just tell all of these were kids, bro. You could tell they were kids. So I was like, get me the fuck out of here.
Can you give an example as to how you were able to...
Okay, it was like back-to-back GIF spam, all caps, little, just shit that you might expect to see in like an Among Us lobby. You know what I mean? Yeah, it was bad. So I was like, ugh, let me get out of here. You know what I mean? Whoa.
Appreciate you, bro. Found you because I was mad that Avengers was trash and no one was acknowledging it.
I appreciate you more than you can even imagine, Joey. The fact that, you know, because I get a lot of shit. They put a target on my back because I'm telling the truth about Avengers, like I'm an Asian in Wuhan telling the truth about the fucking coronavirus, bro. You know what I mean? Can you imagine standing up and because I'm not covering only positive shit, they're like, you son of a bitch. And yeah, I'll be the first to admit that the way that I articulated a lot of my points was not nice. I got pretty ferocious in some of my videos, especially the ones that ended up breaking through the corny ass algorithm on this website when my channel's supposed to be invisible. You know what I mean? So unfortunately, the truth came out. And like I said in many of those videos, the developers kind of got what they deserved. And I'm not saying the developers are bad. The developers' product that they produced and then charged people for, it's fucking flabbergasting. Is that a word that I can use? Can I even look that up and make sure that I'm using the right term? Flabbergasting. Flabbergast. To surprise greatly or astonish. Yes. News that activists could be fined for protesting against the policy will flabbergast most people. Yes. So Joey, you know, thank you as well. I woke up one day and was looking around going, why the hell isn't anybody covering this? The people who had the most objectively sensible things to say were like people from the outside who could only kind of absorb it as a game and then just put it down and go, this isn't complete. This isn't anything that I consider fun. I don't want to play it. I'm not going to pursue it. But Kyle was playing it, and I could tell you why it sucked. I played other games, and I could tell you why it was so incomplete in the way of delivering an experience that was in any way comparable to something that has come out as a modern example. And if I were to summarize in one very quick way, and this is the thing that they're the ones a lot of the people who are against me are the ones who use the term hater, and now they mad because we use the term defender or shill. And you know, hey, y'all kind of started this shit, and if there's one thing we should all be able to agree on, it's that the video game somehow ignores 80 years of Marvel. And if there's one thing that I want to say, whether you love Marvel or you hate Marvel, it's all over your fucking world right now, bro. Tobey Maguire, Spider-Man in 3 movies. Tom Holland, Spider-Man in a dozen MCU movies. And Andrew Garfield's Spider-Man in yet another incarnation of movies, bro, that got made by Sony, homie. Those movies aren't afraid now, because you're going to see this in No Way Home, the upcoming Spider-Man movie, to bring all of these Spider-Men in the Spider-Verse together. The comics embrace the multiverse, bro. Movies embrace the multiverse. Even the X-Men movies couldn't help but get fucking sexy, bro. They had an original cast for the X-Men, they had a new school cast for the X-Men, and they brought both of them together in Days of Future Past to fuck with the idea of different versions of the X-Men, whether it's just old versions and then future versions. When you're having them clash, it's just fun, and the games don't do that, and the games kind of leave you blue-balled as fuck, because what you mean two villains, nigga? Why leave all of that on the table? I don't understand. So, I just jumped up and said some stuff, and people really got mad about it like it's the end of the world. But I'm just representing what I don't see represented. And as a guy who's crazy about the X-Men, y'all already know, man. I'm glad that they didn't ruin it. But I see some really obnoxiously stupid takes about people like, Spider-Man isn't even a big deal. And I'm like, bitch, you wouldn't be here without Spider-Man. Nobody would be talking about this without Spider-Man. Game wouldn't have been made without Spider-Man, because the Avengers movies probably wouldn't have gotten as big without Spider-Man, who they knew they could bank on so hard that they can just reboot that shit over and over and over and over and over and over and over. People go see it. People go see that. Hey, let's make an animated movie called Into the Spider-Verse. Bro, it's not about how good Into the Spider-Verse was. It was about the fact that it was a cartoon movie, and it should have been hard to sell that to people. But it wasn't hard to sell it because it's Spider-Man, Dia. Getting butts in seats for a cartoon Spider-Man movie should have been difficult, but of course it wasn't. So when I see people dangling that dude, and I've seen him been dangled for like the past 9 months, oh, he's coming by this game because Spider-Man's going to come in. It's like, whatever. I'm sorry for getting passionate about it. It's just confusing to me. So Lonely Bit. Yeah, the Lone Bit has a question for you. He said, would you ever consider doing spicy voiceover work? Y'all are living, in a past where you I've already done it is the answer, So
you wouldn't mind doing it again?
It's not something that I ever minded. So to ask if I would mind it in the future, the answer is unequivocally no. And to be frank, if you weren't here, I'd probably even be considering some sort of phone sex or online sex bullshit just to get that money flowing, you know what I mean? Set some shit up, make that money, make more money, you know what I mean? No disrespect. There's nothing wrong with it, and that line doesn't exist to me where it's like a faux, what do you call it, like a faux pas or like a socially weird or objectional.
Because it's just voice acting.
Bro, I don't,
It's voice acting. It's not like you're participating in an adult film. That's different. But if it's just voice acting, then there's no real harm being done.
Thank you again, though, Matt. Thank you again, though, Joey. And to anybody who's watching and has been watching for years, whether or not you're liking or donating or anything, I appreciate you. And hope that you'll stick around and we'll go somewhere that'll be interesting. Phlegmatic says, X-Men movies still need a proper run. You don't think that they got a good run? I think it was wonderful what they did mixed together. It could have been better, but it could have been way worse. And that's the way I like to look at it. Joey says, Gen Z Avengers. I don't know. I was so excited before launch because I wanted a good Marvel game. Wildman Beanie says, Kyle, what are your thoughts about Marvel Heroes being shut down a few years ago? I mean, what can we do about it now? It sucks, but there was a lot of shit going on behind the scenes that unfortunately made that something they could not continue. And the funny part is I don't think anybody learned anything about it. I don't think anybody learned anything from that nightmare. Gajeel says, not to mention Spider-Verse won an Oscar. And it deserved it. It was the polar opposite of this video game that we're talking about because in my humble opinion, it celebrated any and everything that was the property of Spider-Man. It had there's probably more Easter eggs in that movie than we could ever hope to count, even when we go in knowing all of them. That's weird. Bradley says y'all could both get in on that side hustle. We should be making that 3D printer do some stuff right now. You know what I mean? David Show says, no offense, but don't you have anything better to do than complain about a game? You can't be happy if you keep getting so angry over little things. I mean, who is this? You're telling me I can't be happy? You know what I mean? Or did you just get here, or have you heard me giggling to myself over the stupid things that I read? I'm the funniest motherfucker I know. Did you know that? And you can't tell me that I'm not happy when I am. Boy, you sound like a real defender trying to tell people how they feel. Listen, if I'm bothering you by, quote, complaining about a game when you're seeing donations roll in from people who are saying thank you for representing me, you know? How brain dead do you have to be? If it doesn't represent you, fantastic, but other people do feel represented. And no matter how many times you tell me that I'm unhappy because I'm representing other people or just making my peace, some of us, because had you ever thought that it might make me happy to therapeutically get out the way that I feel? I don't care how you feel about it. And as a man or a woman or whatever person you are, you should be, I don't know, mature enough to allow somebody to feel how they want to feel, and as long as it's not hurting anybody. So I'm sorry if I'm hurting you, buddy, you know, no offense. But bro, get over it. Why does it bother you so much? This is a problem. A lot of defenders are ass blasted, bro. They claim to hate me more than anything, but I have the phone notifications on and I read people's comments, and I watch some of these people that claim to hate me comment on every single one of my videos. They make the rounds. They go to videos that have nothing to do with Marvel, and over time they become fans because they think they know what's going on, and they have a lot of things to say regardless of whether or not they have proof to back it up or have the sense to understand what they're saying. But over time they come to their senses, and in time you will acquaint yourself with a figurative mirror. David's Show, you could say that the show stars only you and nobody else is watching. You get what I'm saying, motherfucker? Sorry, stop dancing, douche. I'm calling myself a douche, but you are kind of one too. But you have to try harder. If you believe in yourself, then you can achieve the true level. Phlegmatic says, why did Marvel's of Heroes get shut down? I have no idea. You got the wrong guy. But I know that there was a lot of like sick, like degenerate stuff going on behind the scenes. I don't want to say it was like harassment or anything like that, but I think there was, man. I think some of the people involved on Marvel Heroes were doing some gross stuff. Joey Flynn says Spider-Verse 2 is going to go hard. You know, I've never really thought about the fact that they would probably, of course, do a sequel.
I thought they had been talking about.
Oh, they were announcing it and everything. I've just not.
I don't know anything about an announcement, but people had thought, or I guess theorized, that there was gonna be a Spider-Man 2, but that never came, and I don't know if it's gonna be coming out anytime soon, regardless.
Look, man, as a guy that's all about the X-Men, you and I went to see Spider-Verse.
Yep, and it was great.
And it was so wonderful. It was truly a celebration, and it felt like a celebration. It had charm, it had style, it had personality.
One of the few movies that we were more than happy to give our money to.
Shit.
Like, sit in a movie.
So glad too that we funded this. Yeah. There aren't a lot of things these days where when you give it your money, you don't shrug and go, oh man, well, what else am I gonna do? You know what I mean? But when you gave that thing your money, this is the kind of thing where you're just like, you want to tell other people, maybe you want to pay them again so that something like this continues to happen. You want to see more of this. That's the way that it should be. That's the way that it should be. Assassin Gajil says, David Show, there's the door. No, he got to live here. You already know. He got to live here and then have problems with stuff. Imagine being concerned with what someone does on their channel or what they talk about. That's really confusing, man. But again, he said no offense, so I don't know what he may have meant by it, but maybe he's just mad that I'm not doing enough of what he wants in the way of content. And he can suck his own, well, maybe if it grows one day. Stop! Kyle! Look at those big boobs, Dia. Why are you on, I almost said on all fours, but I meant on all twos.
Because I'm putting lotion on my butt.
Oh, I can only see you silhouetted over there. I hope they didn't hear that.
Forgot about that Warrido and take this tree 50.
350.
What's tree fitty?
$3.50.
Tree fitty. Tree fitty.
Hey,
And here we are.
I like the word werido. Okay? Thank you, Zangetsu Black. Zangetsu against Zangetsu. Okay? Guys, I apologize for this short list, but the truth of the matter was, when I was looking at Reddit earlier today, I said a thing about it in the Discord too. It is my belief that I think people are trying to avoid talking about Israel. You know what I mean?
Yep.
And because of that, we have a lot of really irrelevant and like corny topics that are trending. Bro, Reddit won't even load. Jesus Christ, Reddit. Wonder what the problem is. Which video game have you put the most hours in? You know what I loved about this? I jumped into it earlier. I think the top one was Oblivion. And that kind of shows you the age of a lot of people playing. Not that Oblivion is old as hell, but I don't think a lot of the kids that are playing games today talking about, oh yeah, Among Us, oh man, we gotta play some Fall Guys and play some Fortnite. I don't think they give a shit about no Among Us. Do you remember when we played Civilization for a hot minute? It really didn't get its claws into you, but Civilization is just this game where you look up and 3 hours are gone. It's crazy. I used to make jokes about Todd Howard wanting to do an online Skyrim so he could nickel and dime people forever. You know what I mean? Because that's what he's trying to do with Fallout 76, even though he was too stupid. Not Todd specifically, but whoever was making those decisions were too stupid to understand that Fallout needs NPCs. It can't just be people walking around chasing tapes.
Am I crazy? But I could have sworn that sometime before Jeff announced that he was going to be leaving Blizzard, I could have sworn that Todd was leaving... what's its fucking thing?
No, Todd leaving Bethesda?
I could have sworn that I had read that he was leaving Bethesda. I could have sworn that, like, that it was, like, in our all on Reddit at one point. That I had seen that Todd Howard was going to be leaving Bethesda.
You know what? Zane Main said there is an Elder Scrolls Online, and he's very correct. And I wonder how lucrative that is for them. I know a lot of people must be playing it, but I don't know how lucrative it could be. Thank you again, Zangetsu. Thank you again, Joey, and thank you again, Matt. I know they're pushing forward with Starfield, so it's not like they're, you know, halted with the production of whatever they're planning to do. I see you saying Demon Slayer game, Gajil, and I didn't even know that was a thing. The only thing I heard about recently was like some kind of My Hero Academia game, and it looked really weird and like mobile, you know? And I want to make content for this upcoming Future Revolution game, but I'm terrified of it being a mobile game exclusively, and hope that they... Because it's made by the same people who make Future Fight, and I don't know anything about that game other than the fact that they have very faithful representations of comic book skins, which is what you fucking want, you know, if you're going to make some money. And if they follow through with being faithful, then I'd love to see that kind of thing ported to the console or a PC, the way that they kind of did with Marvel Heroes. But only time will tell. 10? Engineers of Reddit, what's the most ridiculous idiot proofing you've had to add in your never-ending quest to combat stupid people?
That would be kind of interesting.
I think the question is asked incorrectly, though. I think the better question would effectively be, what's the dumb thing that some idiot did that made you have to start, like, idiot-proofing shit? You know what I mean? That's what you want to know. You want to know what happened that basically caused this new procedure, this new way of doing things. Number 1, a paragraph in an owner's manual on not eating the broken glass from binoculars. Man, reading a list from the top down hits different. You know what I mean? A binocular breaks and someone starts to eat the glass. Come on, man. Come on, man.
I think we're regressing back to stupidity. I think we're essentially full circle now. We've regressed to being apes. But I think that's even an insult to apes. They're smart.
Matt says a My Hero game would be sick. I do believe that there are My Hero games that are kind of like the Naruto games, and that they're kind of, you know, typical fighters. the way that like all the way back in time Tenkaichi Budokai would have been. But DBZ, Naruto, My Hero games aside, I think the new one that I'm talking about is some kind of mobile thing. It's really bizarre. It looks, I don't want to say bad or weird, but it's different. I'm trying to give you a chance to look at this Demon Slayer game. Because you know what I want? I want games that are kind of like Ghost of Tsushima, but in an anime world. And man, I don't want to spoil anything because I want y'all to know Dia and I haven't even gotten deep into Versus. So it looks like another fighting game similar to like Naruto Ultimate Ninja Storm, right? And that's cool. I'll tell you another thing I never played. I know that they made a Pokemon game where you were fighting too, and I never played that one. We should get into Demon Slayer, but Dia and I are trying to finish Dragon Ball Z Kai. We have like a couple of episodes left of that. She's really enjoying that. And after that, I want to finish Jujutsu Kaisen, which we started. Man, Jujutsu Kaisen has like amazing opening.
Hell yeah.
And I listen to that a lot.
No.
A lot. Too much, in fact.
You're welcome.
I love it. You saw like the little red bar. It's all filled. Oh, jeez. Guy can't stop listening to the song. Get to the panda part. Come on, man. This anime's crazy so far. Where's the panda?
Right there.
My man. they like rotoscoped a panda in there. Who's not watching Jujutsu Kaisen, guys? Take it from me, man. Take it from an old Cowboy Bebop head, and everything else is just like, that's not Samurai Champloo. That's not Cowboy Bebop. But this is it, guys. UA says, hey, Kyle and Dia, what movie do you both regret watching?
One movie comes in mind very quickly, and I even answered it in the chat.
Oh, you answered it. Melancholia. Okay. Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I even said,
was that a Lars von Trier?
Yes, I think so.
Who directed Melancholia? Melancholia. Damn it, it's not listening to me. I keep forgetting. Melancholia. The screen goes black when I do that, which means that it may be going through the PlayStation capture card, thinking that that is some sort of audio input. What kind of foolishness is that? Melancholia is directed by Lars von Trier. Here's the thing, guys, we need to talk about the fact that Dia and I tried to watch Melancholia, and we both got extremely angry at what felt like aggressively disorienting cinematography.
It was bad.
It was playing on the discomfort of the viewer, and what I could only feel like was an attempt at making me not anxious, but uncomfortable. And it wasn't like horror movie tension. It wasn't like, the type of thing that's unwatchable or like makes me sick or dizzy. It was just like, oh, fuck all of this, man.
Speak for yourself.
What was wrong with you? Because remember, I was giving it a chance for a little bit longer than you were.
Yes. The camera work for me was not that great. It was a bit disorienting.
The thing about Melancholia is that I know that it becomes a trip past a certain point. But we were watching it just waiting for that part to kick in. Yeah. And this bitch is out fucking another man at her wedding. And I'm like hating her so hard that it's like, fuck you. I don't even like, is it Kirsten Dunst? Is that the character?
Yeah, she played Mary J.
Bruh, I'm like, fuck off with all of this. Like, and that's the problem. Maybe if we were trapped in a movie theater and we were forced to just watch it, bro. Yup, it was Kirsten Dunst. That movie was, ooh. Wait a minute. That's Kiefer Sutherland. I thought I was seeing Ewan McGregor for a second.
Obviously, this isn't too...
We didn't give that movie a proper chance, and I'm forced to admit that, Dia.
I'm aware, but it was frustrating, and we shouldn't have to watch through a frustrating movie just to get to the good part.
Bradley says, do I know how it ends? I am forced to believe that it ends with a planet crashing into them or whatever.
Them dying.
And We saw that in the beginning of the movie. They showed us how it begins.
And it was interesting. Or how it ends.
Oh my god. And you could...
like we were very interested and very intrigued with the opening, and we were on board.
I wasn't intrigued by the opening. I was wondering what they were trying to be figurative with in saying, or having the scene play out with them in a limo trying to get out to some place, and the limo was having trouble navigating the terrain. And the driver sucked, and they were trying to help the driver, like, navigate the terrain, but at the same time, it's just like, nigga, this is your fucking wedding. You wouldn't have known that a limo can't get out here easily. It's just so dumb.
Yeah.
It's just, and it's like, stuff like that doesn't happen accidentally in a movie by a director that is esteemed, or, you know what I mean? Like, so, I'm wondering, what are you trying to say with this? Where are you leading me with this? And it just got more and more frustrating. Bradley said it. It was frustrating. It's a frustrating watch. And maybe there's a bit of catharsis moving into the end of the movie where you just feel like the exhale of it all. Like, okay, you know what I mean? But I just started feeling like this woman needs to get her comeuppance. She cheating on her man at her wedding. And then she's, remember it was like she's anxious or something like that?
She's depressed.
She's depressed, and that makes it okay for what she's doing, please.
And
as if people who are depressed are just, unfaithful, and they use this crutch.
Do you remember we watched a video about someone talking about it, and like essentially saying that it would be okay because she does have a mental illness, and it's like, no, mental illness does not equal, I get a free pass to be a
piece of shit. Yeah.
Like no, it doesn't. And if it's supposed to be like metaphorical or some shit, then you could have gone about it a completely different way.
Hey. Y'all talking about stuff that Dia doesn't like. Coco just said we need One Punch Man season 3. She did not like season 2. She couldn't even finish that.
No. That was another frustrating watch.
But that's because who did the first season? Mad, right?
Madhouse.
Okay.
It obviously isn't any offense to the art direction and the animation, but the direction as far as the story went and what they did with characters, I hated. And they funny enough, underutilized the already barely ever there main character, One Punch Man. So it was just a frustrating watch. I think we got to episode like 7 or 8, and I couldn't do it anymore. I couldn't do it anymore because I knew that I was gonna hate it, even if I got to the end. Especially with the amount of disrespect that they were giving that poor show. Because, so and so is happening right now. This and that. It was just a bucket of stupid.
Gajeel is really overloading me with stuff that I haven't even heard of. I didn't know Bleach was making a comeback, bro. Is the world even really ready for something like that?
Oh my gosh.
And what are they doing? Are they picking up where they left off? Are they starting from the beginning? Are they giving it here's what we need to talk about. Dia and I right now are finishing Dragon Ball Z, but of course we're not watching OG Dragon Ball Z, we're watching Dragon Ball Z Kai, which I am watching for the first time. Seeing Dragon Ball Z much more condensed is a wonderful situation for me because I get to kind of see it, in my opinion, the way that it should be experienced, because we're throwing a little bit of the filler to the wayside and just really, allowing for a well-paced show. It is incredibly well written. It stands the test of time. I feel like as I watch it now, I can tell you that I'm appreciating it in ways where I have to stop and just talk to Dia about how when I was younger, I was clearly a little wrestling bitch, a little, wannabe strongman bitch, where all I cared about was how strong they were, and I wanted, and I loved Goku. But when I watch it now, I'm almost a little appalled by Goku, especially his treatment of Gohan and his lack of understanding that this dude isn't a warrior like you are. He is a half human, half Saiyan.
He's also not an extension of you, like the parent.
What we see with Goku is he's such a warrior that the drive, the borderline bloodlust for fighting is in him in every scenario, and it's not about if there should be a fight with Goku, it's about when. And the crazy thing about that is, remember Goku raised on Earth, when Vegeta shows up and he's full blood Saiyan just like Goku, and we see how bloodthirsty and how intense he is and how he's all about fighting and being the strongest and the best, I feel as I watch Dragon Ball Z now, I get the same vibe from Goku.
Yep.
Goku want to fight. And when he jumps in front of Cell, this is what I said to Dia. I said, when Goku jumps in front of Cell, he says, "You ready to do this?" He wants that fight. Okay? When Gohan stands in front of Cell, he says, "Do we have to do this?" That's that humanity. And when Android 16 gets his shit fucked up, you know what I mean? And he and Hercule comes, or Mr. Satan, depending on whatever you're watching, comes, and he brings the head to Gohan, and Gohan has this android appeal to his humanity. You know what I mean? I can't help but think of the parallels between, Captain America in his movie being told you need to be a good man, not a good soldier. And I'm not saying that, of course, Goku isn't kind-hearted and sweet and pure to a certain extent, and he isn't going to fight for what he believes in and fight for his niggas and, stand up for Earth and his other fighters and people that he loves. But I feel like there is a bit too much warrior in him, a hell of a lot more than I remembered. And it made the show a hell of a lot more nuanced than I remembered. Specifically when we got Piccolo kind of like barking at Goku, "Bitch, this is your son, and you just throwing him out here to fight on this bullshit. He doesn't understand your dumbass plans and all of this crap. You're just waiting for him to get popped in the mouth." Some of my favorite scenes as we're rewatching this show are Goku going, "Yeah, get mad," as Cell is whooping Gohan's ass. It's like, holy shit, bro. Holy shit. And that's what I want more of in anime. Somebody was asking what my favorite anime is. I had to say Bebop still, because I think Bebop is a full package as far as having a crazy soundtrack, as far as having, it's like really concentrated. It's really potent shit. You know what I mean? It hits a lot of beats. I think My Hero Academia right now is hitting a lot of beats for me. It's kind of like the Titanic of anime as far as being a real crowd pleaser, bro. I hope that My Hero Academia just blows up, man, because when I watch it, I get that feeling of what it means to be a hero to these individual cocksuckers. To start a show and not really like it and to hate the main character, and over time, I'm loving the ensemble. I'm loving where these people are coming from and what they represent. Yo, that is, putting its money where its mouth is. It's showing people who might have doubted it. That's how I felt when I played Kingdom Hearts, I loved Square Soft back in the day. It's crazy that I'm playing a Square Enix game these days. But back in the day, I loved Square Soft when they were cranking out them Final Fantasy games. And one year, they're like, "Hey, what if we put some Disney characters with Final Fantasy characters?" And I'm like, what kind of Fruit Loop bullshit is this? You freaking kidding me? What kind of stupid shit is y'all just experimenting? And bro, Dia, Kingdom Hearts was the first time that I ever played what had previously up until now been turn-based turn-based games where you're attacking and then they attack, like Pokemon, like now it's your turn, now it's my turn. And then that game was like, no, fight in real time. And as rinky-dink as it was, I was like, I like this. This is what's up. This is how it should be. And inevitably, after what I feel was an experiment on their part, that real-time fighting made it into the core Final Fantasy games. And I think that's awesome. I'm talking too much, forgive me. Seraphim Bear says, "Have you read the My Hero Academia manga yet?" I haven't even finished the My Hero Academia show, baby. All I know is that they made me come around on Bakugo so hard, and I didn't see it coming. I didn't see it coming. They got my ass.
And Queen was telling you about it.
Yeah, everybody, Queen was, we were watching with Queen for a minute, and she's just like, "Just wait." And I'm like, there's no way.
Yeah, you were.
Oh, you know what else? I borderline got emotional in this one episode where this frog girl felt so terrible with herself because she did what she felt was right. You know what I mean? She did what she felt was right, and she almost, you could feel the sincerity. And I really got to give props to the American voiceover artist for that as well, because you could feel the sincerity in her portrayal of just anguish and misery in the idea that she has not only let these people down, but isolated herself from them. Like, you could tell she felt like an outcast now because of this thing that she felt convicted and like she had to do.
She didn't necessarily feel like an outcast. She felt like her friends were justified in being very angry with her and never wanting to be her friend again. Because even though she was in the right, it isn't what her friends wanted to hear or know in the moment.
Bro, you know it's necessary for me to have characters follow the rules of who they are. So for people to clash in certain scenarios, it's necessary for me. For people to be on different sides of a coin, you know, and nothing, I would imagine that for people who are paying attention, nothing sucks more than having a character that would normally never act a certain way for some reason, for the sake of this episode and the plot, just start acting a different way. Fuck all of that. You know what I mean? Even down to remember when, is his name Ito and Yaoyorozu were the types that I feel are probably some of the more mature people, where they're like, look, you dumb motherfuckers are gonna go on this dumbass like rescue mission. We're gonna go out, in the second you fuck around, we're gonna yank that freaking leash. You little bastards. And I haven't watched what's it called? The one with Mark Hamill and J.K. Simmons. It is called Invincible. I haven't seen that yet, but yeah, some people keep talking about it. Y'all let this end in us talking about anime and Melancholia, which I admit we have not given the proper chance. But if any of you come and say, hey, it was good and I recommend it, then, I mean, I'll check it out. Moonchi says Goku is even more unethical in Dragon Ball Super? So unethical, it's hilarious? Really?
They really destroy the shit out of Goku in future.
Here's the thing,
Dragon Ball.
Dia, before we went back to watch Dragon Ball Z Kai, I had this idea of Goku where he's like the purest, most kind-hearted and simple little bastard. Maybe I'm remembering too much Dragon Ball as opposed to Dragon Ball Z. But watching Dragon Ball Z Kai, it felt like this dude was not just unreasonably power hungry and wanting a fight, but what?
Do you think that maybe the introduction of him coming to terms with him being a Saiyan and his brother and Vegeta and the others, do you think that could potentially have ruined him?
Joey says he's getting married next month, and here we are talking about anime. I wish you a wonderful and happy, marriage and wedding, and stay safe. I think we were reading the last list about how, like, right after the marriage, somebody came and, like, robbed them and killed the guy. And, and then the people taking the photos were just, like, giving them for free, but it happened somewhere in Africa or something like that, but not that, Oof. Really sucks. Sasuke Goku just likes to throw hands. And ain't nothing wrong with that at the end of the day. I feel the same way, man, but bro.
And you were fighting me so hard in what I was telling you initially.
What do you mean?
With Goku being more like Vegeta.
Because here's the thing. You didn't like the idea that Vegeta was released. I think that planted the seed. You know what I mean? Vegeta dropped and was ready to stomp the shit out this planet. And when they fucked this dude up, and Krillin was about to deliver the final blow, Goku out there like, no, Krillin, no, let him live. Why, Goku? Because I want to kick his ass. It'd be such a shame not to have a badass fighter like that to fight.
It wasn't just that. It was me telling you, no, this boy may be a good man, but at the end of the day, he wants to fight everyone and assist them in getting better in order for him to feel like it's an actual fight. Like, it's
that you mean just the whole I want to fight you at your peak, I want to fight you at your best bullshit.
He's exactly like Vegeta,
okay,
just with a touch of humanity.
I want to say it like this. Other than throwing Cell the Senzu Bean, Goku has not had himself an absolutely insane Vegeta allowing Cell to take his final form type moment. You know what I mean? What?
You mean to tell me, because Piccolo was on my side, you mean to tell me that just the mere fact that whole sequence of events, you know. And I'm completely with Piccolo. Fuck Goku and all the shit that he did, because not only did he throw his poor son into the wolves without telling him jack shit about what he wanted to do with him, but he also assisted the bad guy in beating
Look,
his
we
son.
need to finish the show before we talk anything more about it, because it's been so long and I don't remember the show properly, and we have like a couple of episodes left, but boy, whether he overestimated or not, I don't care. I don't know. It's just madness.
It was just stupid, and it's infuriating to see him be like that, because it's like even Vegeta wouldn't. Well, no, Vegeta did. Never mind.
Joey, I do hope that your special day is the realization of your wildest dreams, and that you and your significant other can share a magical time that you'll look back on fondly as you start the new chapter in your life, and that neither of you are on that bullshit, so that you keep each other both satisfied and you go at this, you know, together. Moochie's is saying Dragon Ball Super is better than GT. I was wondering if I should even go into Super, man, because I kind of want to just, as soon as we finish Kai, I want that to be a nice little bundle that Dia has experienced. She can say that she has absorbed Dragon Ball Z, and she's been through the Saiyan saga, the Cell saga, the Android, and Frieza saga. It's like great.
I want to see Super because I want to see Vegeta continue to grow.
So you like Vegeta. You know, the thing about the Vegeta-like character is that it's never worked for me in any anime except Dragon Ball Z. Okay. Except that one. UA says they're heading out. You guys take it easy. GT wasn't that bad? I don't know, man. Yeah, I really talking about something.
See it. You don't want anything to do with GT.
What? I didn't think that the animation for Super was whack. Oh no. Look, we can put that on the back burner then, man.
We gotta watch Psycho Pass too.
I'm mad because in releasing my frustration with Melancholia to the open air, what if it gets good in a way that just redeems and invalidates the whole beginning of the movie? You know? Even though it doesn't change how frustrating it was for me. Blake with a ridiculous pass, and Mike James throws the lob to Durant. You think I'm going to be showing gifs of basketball without the express written consent of the National Basketball Association? Nope. You guys have the wrong guy. I love you all to death and hope you have a wonderful evening. Look at this meme, though. Celebrities flexing their $100,000 watch. My $40 watch telling the same time. Yeah, I remember this guy. He was the one that was showing the toilet paper, remember? Do you think that that's his whole thing that he does online? Like, he makes a face when they go, look, you can do this. And he's just like, bitch, you can do it like this too. What the hell? The internet's dad. Bro, let me go to WTF and then we can get out of here. Okay? That's what I'm saying. What I'm talking about? This is nasty as hell. This is nasty as hell. Ugh. Imagine the smell. Oh my god, you know what I just remembered? You think I should fuck around and show it on stream?
What?
You think I should fuck around and show it on stream?
Show what on stream, damn it? Also, you're sweating.
Yeah, I'm hot. So you can tell that I'm sweating.
Yes.
Interesting. Okay, guys, check it out.
Oh my god. Oh, I told you to show it to the stream.
Why should I show this to the stream, guys?
Because I find it so adorable that
It's not adorable and it's not funny, okay? Before I went to sleep earlier today, I showed Dia this thing. And
I went to look into the internet to find the
listen,
answers.
it just got more and more confusing the more I thought about it. It was like, bro. Look at this, guys. Look at this. Have you seen this before? Have you seen this before? What the fuck? What the fuck? An eel comes out. What the fuck? Bro. Now. How do you feel about this? What do you have to say about...
The music is absolute trash.
Huh?
I said the music is absolute trash.
Bro. Now let me tell you something. When I saw this earlier, I needed answers, bro. This thing took me for a ride earlier. This thing took me for such a ride earlier. Fish push themselves up from inside the dirt, and then a big eel. And maybe I was just the right amount of sleepy. Maybe I was just the right amount of sleepy to just imagine a world where maybe this is possible. Okay? Seraphin Bear says those fish are dead, Kyle. It's interesting that you know that. How do you know that? And Kyle couldn't piece that together. Why did Kyle believe that maybe, the world's big. The world has more things going on than I understand. That maybe these fish could somehow exist in the mud and they come up and the other one knows and they trade eel. And I kept thinking, how big is it? What's going on? Bradley says it's good shit to show to your friends. Now, after a bit of investigation, it's been made apparent that this is like a world-class shitpost. This is a well-produced and explosively well-done shitpost where some idiot took some dead fish and an eel and put them under the dirt and then for the sake of a fucking YouTube video, pushed dead fish up. And I don't know if he's articulating the mouths to make them move too. What the hell? And then Moonshi says these are fish that live above ground. We're not going to do this, guys. We're not going to play this game. My understanding of what this is someone with dead fish puppeting them and having an eel go from one mouth into another. It is by far one of the most bizarre things that I've ever seen in my life. And the more that I read into it in the way of comments and trying to figure out what's going on, the more it becomes apparent that it's some sick bastard's idea of either a joke or like a hobby, as Matt says. It is madness. And these things have gone unrealistically viral. These dumbass videos have taken the freaking internet by storm. Even if you're not the ones looking at it, guys. For some people, bro. And it's like, what is this? Is it a fetish? Is what ants? What the fuck? Is this what ants? Ew. Dia, who would do this?
Crazy people. Anyway,
Some sick bastard, yeah.
Do you want to hear something kind of creepy?
What?
American tree populations have been steadily shifting west, and no one knows why.
I'm going to repeat what Dia said. American tree populations have been suddenly shifting west, and no one knows why. You want to know why?
Why?
That's where all the fires happen, and I think all the trees are tired of living.
That's pretty hardcore, man.
Would you imagine that trees also are stationary, and that where they go is dependent on the wind? Dia? You make it seem like this is like ants just going, it's time to go, fellow ants. And
It wouldn't be something to talk about if it didn't seem like all of them are just moving more towards the west. Of course, trees and their fucking babies go everywhere.
What you just said sounded freakishly similar, or initially it sounded similar to, if it doesn't take a long time to say that it's not worth saying. It's not worth saying if it doesn't take a long time to say. We should watch Lord of the Rings again.
We should watch a lot of different things again. But it's up to you whether we do it or not.
Isn't there like a TikTok with a song called Out West? We don't have any young people anymore that are all like, oh yeah, Kaya, out west. Slicky out west. Some bullshit like that. I think that's how the song goes. I could be wrong. Guys, I hope that you had an interesting night. I apologize for rambling towards the end. Somehow this made it to an hour and a half. What would be really funny is if I was done with the list in a half hour in. And somehow it came here. Matt, Joey, I love you guys more than you know. You guys are incredible. Don't let anybody tell you otherwise. And I want you to have a wild and crazy marriage. But an even crazier, what's the word? Honeymoon. But if someone makes an ass of yourself at your wedding, not an ass of yourself, but an ass of their self at your wedding, you really got to get me that footage, man. I know they're probably going to be related, but on the off chance that it was just like a friend of a friend and they're on that bullshit, come on, man. Come on, that would be great. Thank you again for doing you. I will see you all soon. Love you to death. And go into the Discord if you need me. I'll catch you guys soon. Thank you for being here. Later.